As you settle into this moment, imagine yourself as Thomas, a man who has spent his day carrying the weight of many concerns. The evening has come softly now, like a gentle hand drawing a curtain across the sky. The day is leaving him, and he is learning slowly to let it go. Thomas lies in his bed. The sheets are cool and clean, like water from a quiet stream. His pillow holds the shape of his head perfectly, and he feels held by the darkness around him. Outside his window, the world is still. There are no sharp sounds, only the distant whisper of wind through trees, a sound so gentle it is almost like breathing. He closes his eyes, and in the way that dreams sometimes come without warning, like dawn arriving when you're not watching for it, Thomas finds himself standing in a place of extraordinary peace. He is no longer in his bed. He is somewhere else, entirely somewhere his heart has perhaps always known. Around him stretches a meadow. Not a wild place, but a tended one. The grass is soft beneath his feet, almost like walking on clouds of silk. The air is warm without being hot, and it carries the gentlest scent of flowers he cannot name, flowers that exist perhaps only in dreams. Everything is touched by a light that seems to come from nowhere in particular and everywhere at once. It is neither the brightness of noon nor the dimness of dusk, but something perfectly in between. The light of deep comfort. Thomas takes a breath and finds his breathing is slower here, deeper. Each exhale seems to release something he didn't know he was holding. A path opens before him. It is made of something like sand, but finer, softer. And though no one has told him which way to go, Thomas understands the way one understands things in dreams that he should follow this path. So he walks. The path curves gently through the meadow, and as Thomas walks, he notices his footsteps make no sound. There is only the soft whisper of grass beneath him, and the feeling of peace that grows warmer with each step, like walking toward a fire made of pure gentleness rather than flame. The path brings him to a garden. This is not a garden of straight lines and careful arrangements, though it is clearly tended with great love. It is a garden where flowers bloom in colors that seem to have depth, colors that feel like emotions, like memories of comfort, like the warmth of being held. Roses in shades of rose gold and pearl white, flowers of lavender and soft blue, lily that release their fragrance into the air like whispered songs. In the center of the garden is a bench. It is made of something like marble, but warmed by sunlight. Beside it stands a figure. Thomas knows this figure immediately, though he has never seen this person before. He knows the way one knows things in dreams instantly, completely, without doubt. The figure turns toward him, and Thomas sees a face of extraordinary kindness. The eyes are gentle and deep, full of a compassion that seems to hold all of human suffering and joy at once. It is God. Thomas feels no fear. Instead, he feels as though he has finally come home after a very long journey. His eyes fill with tears, but they are tears of relief, of recognition, of being truly seen. "Hello, Thomas," the figure says. The voice is warm, like honey, like candlelight, like everything gentle that Thomas has ever known. "I have been waiting for you. Come, sit with me." Thomas walks forward as though in a dream, which, of course, he is, and sits beside this figure on the bench. The warmth of the presence beside him is the most comforting thing he has ever felt. For a long moment they sit in silence. Thomas finds that he does not need to speak. The silence itself is conversation. The presence itself is company. He feels his shoulders drop, a tension he has held for so long finally releasing from his body. You carry much, the figure says gently. It is not a question. Yes, Thomas replies, his voice soft. I carry worry. I carry responsibility. I carry doubt about whether I am enough. The figure reaches over and places a hand on Thomas's hand. The touch is warm and real and comforting in a way that goes deeper than body and into soul. I know, the figure says. I have always known, and I have always loved you in the midst of all that carrying. You are enough, Thomas. You have always been enough. Thomas feels something crack open gently within his chest. How can that be? I fail. I forget. I am afraid. And yet, the figure says you also try. You also love. You also persevere. You show up. This is all I ask. Not perfection. Not to carry everything alone. Simply to show up, to try to love as best you're able in each moment. Thomas sits with these words. They sink into him like water into thirsty earth. May I ask you something? Thomas asks. You may ask me anything. Will things be easier? Will the burden get lighter? The figure smiles, a smile so warm it seems to contain all sunlight, all peace, all comfort that exists. The burden may not become lighter, my dear one, but you will become stronger. And more importantly, you do not have to carry it alone. That is what this meeting is for, to remind you. You have always had help. You are never alone. I am always with you. Thomas closes his eyes and feels tears fall down his cheeks. They are healing tears, holy tears. He feels something inside him begin to rest. After some time, Thomas is not sure how long, for time moves differently. In dreams, the figure stands. Come, he says. Walk with me. They leave the bench and walk deeper into the garden. The flowers seem to grow more abundant as they walk, and the air becomes even more perfumed with peace. Thomas and the figure walk slowly, neither in any hurry. There is nowhere to go. This moment itself is the destination. Look at these flowers, the figure says, gesturing around them. Each one different. Each one perfect in its difference. I created them all, and I love each one equally. Do you know why? No, Thomas says softly. Because difference is not a failure. It is beauty. You worry that you are not like others, that you do not achieve what others achieve, that you do not have what others have. But I did not make you to be like them. I made you to be wholly, uniquely, irreplaceably you. And that is enough. That is everything. They walk in silence for a while. Thomas's steps grow slower, more relaxed. His breathing grows deeper. Around them, the garden seems to glow with softer light. The colors of the flowers seem to blend and blur softly, like watercolors in water. You are safe here, the figure says, and you are safe in the world, not because nothing difficult will happen. You know that is not true, but because you are held, always, in all things. I do not take away your challenges, but I will never take away my presence. Never. Thomas nods, and he finds his eyes are growing heavy. Not in a way that is unpleasant, but in a way that is like coming to rest, finally, after a long walk. He feels safe. He feels loved. He feels home. The figure leads Thomas to a place where the grass is thicker, softer. Here there is a clearing, and in the clearing is a hammock strung between two trees that seem both ancient and alive with gentle life. The hammock is made of something soft, something like the finest linen, something that looks as though it has been woven from clouds. Rest now, the figure says. Your heart has been restless for so long. Let it rest. Thomas lies in the hammock. It holds him perfectly, supporting every part of him. The motion is so gentle, barely there, like the rocking of a boat on calm water. The trees above him whisper in a breeze he cannot feel. It is only the sound, the gentle sound, like a lullaby. The figure sits beside the hammock in a chair that seems to have appeared from nowhere. I will watch over you, the figure says. Sleep, if you wish. Rest, if you wish. I will be here. I am always here. Thomas's breathing slows. Each breath becomes deeper, easier. His body feels heavy, now the good heavy of complete relaxation. His mind grows quiet. The thoughts that usually crowd his consciousness, the worries, the plans, the concerns begin to drift away like clouds passing across a sky. The light around him grows softer, warmer. He is aware of the figure beside him, a presence of pure love and safety. He is aware of the gentle rocking of the hammock. He is aware of the soft whisper of the trees, the scent of flowers, the peace that seems to be made of the very air he breathes. Time loses meaning. Thomas is no longer sure if he is awake or asleep, still dreaming or returning to his bed. But it does not matter. There is no separation between being and peace. He is peace. The peace is him. There is nothing you need to do, the figure says, and his voice is even quieter, now even more gentle. There is nowhere you need to go. Just be. Just be here, in this moment held by love that has no conditions and no limits. Thomas's eyes grow heavier. The garden around him becomes even more dreamlike, its edges softer, its colors melting together. The figure beside him is there, watchful, loving, present. Thomas feels wrapped in love the way a child is wrapped in a blanket, completely, safely, forever. You are forgiven, the figure whispers, everything. I forgive you, you forgive yourself. It is done. And with these words, Thomas feels a weight he did not even know he carried simply. Lift away. It does not leave him angry or struggling. It simply dissolves like salt dissolving in warm water, until there is only peace. Rest now, the figure says. In my presence all is well, all will be well. Sleep, dear one, sleep. Thomas's breathing becomes even slower, deeper. It seems to synchronize with the gentle rocking of the hammock, with the whisper of the trees, with the very heartbeat of the garden itself. The figure's presence beside him is still there, but it is becoming more like a feeling than a form. It is becoming less like an external visitor, and more like a presence within him. It is becoming the ground of his being, the very air he breathes, the peace that holds him. The garden is fading now, not in a way that is sad, but in a way that is natural and gentle, like evening turning to night, like consciousness gently folding itself into rest. Everything is well, a voice whispers, and it is not clear now whether it comes from outside him or from within, whether it is the figure or God or his own deepest self. Perhaps they are all the same. Perhaps love has only one voice, and it is the voice that has always been there, calling him home. Everything is well. Everything will be well. His thoughts slow to almost nothing. There is only breathing. There is only peace. There is only the feeling of being held, of being loved, of being completely and absolutely safe. The light fades, the colors fade, the forms fade, but the love does not fade, the peace does not fade, the presence does not fade. Thomas sleeps, and as Thomas sleeps in the dream, so too can you sleep, dear listener. Just as Thomas found himself held by love in that quiet garden, you too are held. You too are safe. You too are never alone. The worries of the day have no power here. The concerns that may crowd your mind have no authority in this moment. In this moment you are simply held. Your body grows heavier, your breathing slower, your mind quieter and quieter. There is nothing you must do. There is nothing you must achieve. You are enough exactly as you are. You have always been enough. As Thomas rests in the presence of God in his dream, you rest here now, held by the same love, the same peace, the same infinite compassion that holds all creation. Rest now. Sleep now, knowing that you are safe, knowing that you are loved, knowing that you are never, ever alone. Let your thoughts drift like clouds across a gentle sky. Let your body relax, every muscle, every fiber, every part of you sinking into peace. There is nothing to do, nothing to fix, nothing to carry right now. Just rest, just be, just sleep. In the hands of love itself, held safe, held close, held forever. Sleep now, dear one, sleep.